Well, hi there. Been a while. I'm going to talk about DeepSeek. This is an amazing piece of software, free, made by the Chinese. If everything's true about what they're saying about it, it costs very little to develop relative to the billions of dollars that we spend. And it's completely open source, which means anybody can take the source code and do their own thing with it. Unlike what happened to ChatGPT or OpenAI, the guys who developed that started seeing the dollar signs. So even in the Linux world, there's greed. Now, ChatGPT, which I only use the free version, which allows me to do three things. The three questions or solve three problems in a 24-hour period, and you got to wait. It'll give you one illustration or image and two changes to that image, and one or the other. You don't get all of that in a 24-hour period. The next step up from that is you got to pay $20 a month. And then you don't get, it's not unlimited, but I could do that and get way more than I would ever need, out of the deal. But their free version's fine for me. I just don't use it that much. And I'm more than happy with Midjourney, which only cost me $10 a month and is plenty for me. And the same with this other thing I use, Night Cafe, which is in some ways better than Midjourney, in some ways not. They both have their pluses and minuses. But that cost me $15 every 3 months. That's an Australian company. So you hear a lot about Midjourney because that's an American thing. I believe Midjourney might have started out as a open source project too. But hey, So, but here's the thing with the Chinese example, and that is that it's unlimited. You can sit there and ask it question after question, all day long. You can have a conversation with it. So if somebody's actually doing some work or some research, you can go on the internet like ChatGPT, and it will give you specific answers from the internet or specific places to go on the internet. And DeepSeek will do the same thing. I fooled around with DeepSeek for the last couple of days, and I fooled around. And, I hear another argument from people that, the ones that are pissed because they're losing money in the stock market or whatever, because they're billionaires and they don't want to lose any more. They don't want to lose any of their precious money at the expense of the American taxpayer, who funds most of their bullshit. It's all open source, right? Doesn't matter. DeepSeek, anybody can grab up DeepSeek and do something with it, make something out of it. I don't know how it, if they will come up with a version that you can load onto your computer, but I don't see why you couldn't modify it somehow and put it on there if you were a geek enough to know how to do that. Now, I've been trying to get people interested in Linux in my little way, That's what I've been doing. Open source, not free software, but certainly, for the most part, free. Kind of donation bound. I use Ardor, which is open source, but the guy actually literally charges $1 a month if you are going to use it. If you don't want to have it locked up in certain ways, if you want it completely unlocked and free, he wants $1 a month. So when I read an interview with him, and he's happy. It's only him, I think, and he gets help from other people. But Ardor works great, by the way. Absolutely wonderful. It's the same guy who invented the Jack system, which is a sound system, which is now kind of becoming obsolete and being taken over by another protocol called Pipewire. It's all through Linux now. Most distributions just come with Pipewire, and they've knitted together all the sound options in Linux. Anyway, let me get back to chat. So I had a problem with my Arch computer, or my Manjaro computer. I had a huge download file, probably about a half a gig, and it wouldn't finish downloading it. There was a problem with two of the updates. I guess the checksums didn't work out, or there was a mirror problem, or it was I can't really explain a mirror problem. It's just transmission problem from transmission towers somehow or another. So I went to ChatGPT and I asked it what to do, how to fix it. I actually copied what it said in my terminal at the end, why I couldn't do it, and I pasted it on the ChatGPT, and there it was. It was about 4 steps I had to take in the terminal, 4 commands I had to type into the terminal, and by the end, I had to go from Pacman, which is the protocol for Arch Linux, to another package manager that's also Arch-based, I believe. Maybe not, but it's called Yay, Y-A-Y, and it's more complicated, and it has a lot to do with the AUR repository. A lot of this is still not unknown to me, but I don't want to spend a lot of my life learning this stuff. I mean, you could spend your whole life learning this stuff. So anyway, I'm glad that this has happened. No matter what anybody says, it's going to be cheaper. It's going to put a dent in NVIDIA. It's going to make AMD GPUs, which are, in my estimation, are better and better built. It's going to make them work easily, and with this other protocol. AMD being a European company, I think they're based in Germany, but they're manufactured in Europe. They make CPUs, and they make GPUs with video cards. And NVIDIA's was the big boss in the United States. So this is just going to make there be competition and lower prices in that market. It's going to happen. Now, Trump making all these tariffs against China and all these other countries? Something to do with all of this? Not sure. But it sure seems funny that all of a sudden there's all these tariffs against China. None against Russia. And so what do the Chinese do? Shoop. Here you go. Here's something free and open source. Anybody can use it. Anybody can copy it. I know it's hurting the stock market. Don't really care. When we have some money in the stock market in very conservative mutual funds, so I don't know how, haven't looked at that in a long, long time, so I don't know if we've been divested in anything as stupid as NVIDIA. If we have, I'm going to be pissed. My wife's looking at all that. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I know I'm old and my words get a little mixed up here and there, but for everybody that's, I'm here for old people that are sick and tired of spending money fixing their computers and all that kind of crap. Do Linux. Get out of all these other social media things. There's so many great open source social medias. Don't get me wrong, I love YouTube. And I didn't mind TikTok, actually, but it's changed so much since all the nonsense that happened. But I don't understand why people don't go to the big elephant and Pixified is another thing that's started out with pictures, but now it's got a little 1 minute video thing, LOOPS, that you can just go on. So there's plenty of options out there for people that want to get away from these giant corporations. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm starting to get into politics. It's really hard for me not to. Anyway, keep on trucking, everybody. AI is not a bad thing. How you use it is what's bad. And it looks like we have a new gunslinger in town. And whatever the name of it is, Zeke. What the hell is the name of it? Oh yeah. Yeah, DeepSeek, that's right. Crazy old man. All right. Adios and buenos dias. And I will see everybody in the funny papers. Yes. Because things are getting mo funny in a bigly way.